Hello. For my religious tradition journal this week, I visited the North Hudson Islamic Education Center where I witnessed a service of Islam for the very first time. Now, coming from a Roman Catholic background, I'm not accustomed to seeing many different types of services that are not like my own. So, witnessing a service of Islam for the very first time was very new territory for me. For one, I was very surprised at the size of the venue. I come from a large Roman Catholic church where we have many pews present, as well as baptismal fonts, a large altar, and a large cross over top of that altar. Now, this space of worship, to me, resembled that of a conference room. It was a very small area with just a chair that the imam stood or sat in front of, and a different area off to the side where he recited his prayers. Now, also what was strange to me was the worshipers themselves. The worshipers did not sit in pews like I am accustomed to. Instead, they sat on the ground with their legs crossed. When the time came during prayers, they would occasionally stand, they would kiss the ground that they sit on, or they would even just kneel on the ground. This was very different to me, as I am definitely not accustomed to that. I'm used to just sitting in a pew, standing up when prayer is given, and sitting back down in the pew. So really, the worshipers to me were probably the most different part of the whole service itself, as they were very engaged as well. I felt that this service was very more passionate than the services I'm accustomed to due to the prayers. Now, the prayers did surprise me as well. My initial thoughts of the prayers were that the service was going to be full of them the whole time. I was surprised to learn that prayers were really only given at the beginning of the service and at the end of the service. Now, these prayers were very long and complex and said in Islam, so I could not, unfortunately, understand them. But the worshipers were very engaged with the imam, and it really looked like a beautiful setting to me as I witnessed the congregation really into what they are praying. What surprised me the most, though, was the middle of the Mass itself. In the middle of the Mass, a sermon was delivered by the imam. Now, I had no thoughts that a sermon would be given in an Islamic type of Mass. And really, the sermon, too, resembled a lot of what my priest would give at the Roman Catholic Church. The imam preached for roughly 20 minutes about time management and how we should worship our time on earth. Now, of course, he did draw his sermon back to Muhammad and Allah, the teachings that the Islamic faith really focuses on. But really, it could apply to anybody, and that's what really surprised me. My thoughts of Muslims and the Islamic faith were they are basically a tight-knit group that doesn't accept many new people. I was pleased to find out, though, that their services can really apply to anyone, and that really is what drew my attention the most from this. As a Roman Catholic, I have not been exposed to many types of sermons other than Roman Catholic sermons, and really, seeing the Islamic side of it and seeing how much it resembled the Roman Catholic side really kind of helped me develop the idea of pluralism more in my head. Seeing that the service still is different from a Roman Catholic service, but yet can still be the same as one too with the sermon part, that really just drew the comparisons in my head that we have been preaching about in class. Now, don't get me wrong, Islamic service is very different from Roman Catholic services, and I knew that coming into this. However, I did not expect to really find myself immersed in the service. I expected just to watch it. But I really took a lot from his sayings about time management, and it was certainly like I was in a Roman Catholic Mass. These comparisons should promote the idea of pluralism in our world now, as really, we're really not that different. Our teachings may be different in our religions, but our services can come together to fulfill unity in this world when we need it most. In short, Islam is almost exactly how I thought it would be, in the types of prayers that I unfortunately could not understand, and the different types of worshipers. It's somewhat what I thought. It would be a lot different from Roman Catholic services. However, at the same time, it's very different from what I thought it would be. As I thought every part of the aspect of Mass would be different, I was pleased to find out that my practices in my Roman Catholic faith resembled some of that of the Islamic faith. And from now on, I will definitely look at Islam in a different light. Thank you very much for watching.